red wave is rising. Such a big night with Republicans last night. Sean, our next guest, one of those Republican candidates that pulled out a big win last night in Virginia. Let's bring in Virginia Lieutenant Governor Elect Winsome Sears. Winsome, welcome back to the show and congratulations.
Having me, it's good to be here, and how sweet it is.
That's right. Well, you know, you guys swept all those offices. You got the governorship. You got you at Lieutenant Governor. The Attorney General looks like it's happening. The House of Delegates is back in Republican hands. What message did voters in Virginia send last night that you received?
It was the bread and butter issues. It's always that. First of all, well, this time anyway, it was education, and parents are responsible for their children. And how dare you try to get between a parent and his or her child? And so that awakened quite a few eyes. And we could see that at the last debate, Glenn Youngkin, when he was debating Terry McAuliffe, got under his craw. And finally, Terry McAuliffe said what was in his heart. And that is that parents shouldn't have anything to do with their children's education. Leave it to the government. The government will make that decision. And so then it was also the economy. As we know, it's always the economy, stupid. People need jobs. And not only that, people want to have the right to work to remain here. I know of many companies, I've spoken to quite a few, who said that if the right to work leaves, then they will leave with it. They were waiting until this election to determine if they were going to put a plant here or not. And we also know, because the Virginia Economic Department of Partnership has said that if we lose the right to work, then you're going to lose $11 billion with a B, $11 billion right off the bat, and $40,000 worth of jobs. We can't afford that. We've got to keep those jobs here. And by the way, I don't have anything against unions. My father was a union man. My grandfather was a union man. I just happen to believe that you work hard for that money. You ought to be able to decide how to spend it.
There you go. Listen, you know, it's interesting. I can't tell you how many people were so psyched to see you take that podium last night. And as much as Glenn Youngkin, a lot of people are excited. It was your speech that really captured the hearts and minds of a lot of people, not just in Virginia, but around the country. But it was odd because not everybody was that excited. Atlantic contributor Jameel Hill, she tweeted out, "It's not the messaging, folks. This country simply loves white supremacy." I cannot. There's days in which, you know, that old saying, stop digging if you're going in a hole. The folks on the left lost. They lost everything. Virginia put forward the most diverse ticket in the Commonwealth's history. And the left seems like all they ever want to do is champion diversity when it's diversity on the left and not when it benefits anybody else but their own viewpoint. So we should all be celebrating the amazing diversity that Virginia Republicans put on that ticket. And yet so many people on the left now go, yeah, we've got to be racist because we just elected a black female veteran and a first-generation Cuban attorney general.
Listen, there's a saying that a drowning man will clutch at a straw. They don't have any real solutions. They don't have any real ideas. So they just attack. They don't know, or maybe they willfully don't know, that 20 years ago, I carried the bill for a Republican attorney general to protect us from the KKK. And then I ran against a white supremacist or someone who cavorted with them. So come on. You know, they're running out of ideas. They don't know what's going on. And after a while, you just got to let them be. Leave them alone. You know, if they're going to go crazy, let them go crazy by themselves.
So, you know, it's interesting. As I said, big night for Virginia Republicans. Swept all three statewide races for the first time since 2008. They hadn't captured anything. Took back the House of Delegates. But you, as Lieutenant Governor, are going to oversee the Senate. And the interesting thing is that wasn't on the ballot. That remains in Democratic hands. So talk to me about what you think is an agenda or issues that you, as the Republican Lieutenant Governor, are going to be able to work with a Democratic Senate, at least for the next 2 years.
Well, actually, this current makeup of the Senate is such that there have been, I believe it was 54 different times that the current Lieutenant Governor, who is a Democrat, has gone in and been able to change the votes because there was a tie 54 different times. So I expect that I'm going to be given that opportunity as well. And, I have certain agendas that I want to be about. One of them would be transparency, and transparency, especially with the money, and accountability by our legislators. And, this is not my first rodeo. I was elected to the House, again, 20 years ago. And the House and the Senate, they're pretty much the same body. Wait, you didn't hear me say that because, we have more fun in the House. But nevertheless, we also rule on germaneness. And it's going to be very interesting because, we know that there are tricks that are tried. And one of them is to rule on whether or not the amendment that someone's trying to attach to a bill is relative. Is it germane? And if I say it's germane, then it's germane. But, I'm not going to be willy-nilly about whatever power I have, but that power doesn't come up unless I have the ability to break a tie vote.
Before we let you go, a lot of people are wondering how you guys did it, want to look at your playbook for 2022 and 2024. Quickly, what advice would you give them?
Stick to the issues. Stick to those things that touch the people. Get out there, be in the people's face, make yourself available for their questions. Go into the hard to reach communities, and you've got to take your licks because you're going to represent everybody. They're all taxpayers, and you want to hear from them, and you might convince one or two, and it might be that 1 or 2% that will pull you over the top. And after all, remember that it is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. In Virginia, as everywhere in America, the people are at the top, the very top of the organizational chart. And then you see the prongs that come down that establish the governor, the attorney general, the lieutenant governor, the Supreme Court, and then, of course, the legislature. So it is a government of the people. The people make the decisions.
Awesome. Winsome, I was proud to cast my vote for you. I am so excited to see you sworn in as our lieutenant governor. I'm so proud that we as Republicans made history with you and Jason Miyares and Governor Elect Youngkin. I'm going to be so excited to watch Inauguration Day and know that we as Republicans made not just first by electing you, but we're going to be so proud about what you're going to do as our lieutenant governor. So congratulations. God bless you. Stay safe as you head towards that Inauguration Day.
Thank you very much. And good evening to your listeners, too. And God bless Virginia. God bless America.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.